Hello, welcome back to another video. Recording slightly late today. I actually recorded yesterday, Friday night, because I was actually at my grandma's place. Because her caregiver had to leave in the middle of the day. She has to take care of something. So she lived middle of the day. So I was there since yesterday, like around lunchtime, like 12, 1-ish. Well, not 1-ish, like maybe around 1:30-ish, not 12. Yeah, so that's when I just got back not too long ago. I just ate and showered. 'Cause I didn't shower yesterday. Yeah, so I just came back. Yeah, so I recorded a little bit late today. Yeah, and right now it's 12, then in a few, not too long after this, I'm gonna go gym and exercise because I didn't go yesterday, so yeah. Yeah, so just update overall. Yeah, so last week, I actually spent a lot of time talking to my dad about like the about his 401k because he can withdraw this year. He's planning on doing well withdraw like maybe like 20% of it. Yeah, because it'd be because by the end of this year he'd be turning 60. But you can take it out when you're like 59 and a half. So not really. I mean, some people will say not ideal to take it out, but also ideal to take it out. Personally, I think it would be good to take it out, uh, given the geopolitics situation and especially the U.S. dollar. So uh, this summer will be interesting with the BRICS nation. It'll be interesting. Yeah, and recently with the raise of debt ceiling. So I figure it would be a good idea for my dad to withdraw. And looks like we'll be withdrawing. It's more like when really we're thought about doing it this year. Not this year, then definitely it will be next year. It's just 20% only, so. And with the funds, so this is what we'll be doing. Uh, First, he's planning on, well, he wants to do something. He doesn't want to do what he's been doing. He's been an engineer for some time. Engineer is not fun. Well, for Western culture, especially in America, being an engineer is pretty relaxing, but he's not one of those situations. I know a few friends who are engineers. Well, a few friends, well, a few people I know. Not close, just people I know. Some are in software. Some is in network engineer and so on. There are not that not as hectic as my dad really is. Probably has to do with the situation his company organization really is in. And it's not really recently. It's been going on for many years. So it's kind of like, there needs to be a limit, And people say like the China, well, not the China, but mostly like the working culture in Asia. 996, yeah, that's he's doing way more than 996. So yeah, I think it's a bit too much. It's not really good for health. I mean, it's okay to be flexible. It's totally understandable to be flexible for, company. But there also needs to be a limit too, because he's doing stuff that are not really in his job responsibilities. He's not a manager, but he's been doing some managerial stuffs. Especially the planning part. That's what I hear most about. He's not good at planning. He's just more like a technical person, and he also to train people. So you know how that goes, and he works in U.S., but half of the team, well, I think for his team is a little bit no for the organization, a lot of them are in India, but for his team, I think more than half is in India. So and also, well, I think there are a few in the Japan too. So yeah, so there's a lot of like he finished during the day, then he has to continue at night too, and usually help the ones that are like Asia time zone. I have no problem with that. It's more like yes, it cannot be like every day. It's kind of like I mean I definitely don't want to do that. Uh, it's fine like maybe like once in a while, or early career definitely do that. But you cannot do that long term when you're like at that age. And it's not really fun because you can't really do anything else. What needs to be done or take break. Uh, well, especially exercise. He needs to exercise. Well, everybody should exercise. Maintain healthy. Well, doesn't matter what kind of exercise, just move around. It's good enough. Yeah. So we talk about that. So what we came up with, well, I always talk about mining. That's always been my route. I want to do mining. Yeah. So look, I would not do in the U.S. I did thought about doing in the U.S., but given the past year or so, doesn't really look like I'm gonna go that route. So I was wrong. I didn't think about it like the 4 year plan, like doing somewhere in America. Definitely out of California, that's for sure. But I think my parents are definitely gonna move out of America. I mean, definitely gonna move out. It's just more like a matter of when. But looks like it's gonna be sooner than uh, sooner than less than 10 years. That's the ideal time I want to move out. I mean, I would like to move out too. Even though the U.S. dollar making here, it's appealing, but given like, well, the stuff you see on the news, that's kind of what it is. Crime. And to be honest, not really really a fun place here, to be honest. Well, I mean, it can be well fun for like, I mean, there's no country's boring, but when it's not safe, you don't really want to go outside. And for me personally, I don't really think I have a good time in this country. I think it's just okay. I know I don't do a lot of stuff. I think it's okay, but I think it's a great country, especially you want to focus on doing what you want to do. Like Home Depot, actually, what I like about America is Home Depot. I really like Home Depot. That's actually my favorite part of like America. You have a Home Depot. It's very convenient. Yeah, but other than that, it's you know, not something I'll miss about this country. But I really like the Home Depot. I have a good time at Home Depot. Get any tools you want. It's so convenient. They don't have something like that in Asia. Well, I mean they do. It's more like you go to like several places, but rather than all in one. You can do a lot of DIYs. So there's a lot of pros in America, especially if you're the type of person who want to focus on yourself. I guess that'll be fun. I guess. Well, and also be a good way to do what you need to do. It's not really. I don't think. I mean, I guess I'm kind of shit talking, but it is my opinion. Nobody has to agree anyways. Yeah. So I talk about back in mining. So yeah, that's always been my route. So I guess I have to do in Malaysia or somewhere in Asia. Well, obviously Malaysia, that's the only Asia country that I actually live in for at least for the 8 years of my life. So that's a good place to start out. So it would be ideal to get a place, not a house, not like a at home, but more like a specific location. Because initially it wasn't really a good idea because it's kind of risky, and I understand from my parents' point of view because obviously I'm gonna contribute my money, but obviously I cannot do everything on my own. So they would contribute some if they're into the idea, but they're not really a fan of the idea, so they don't really understand what mining is, and I won't bother to. I mean, I try to explain, but they really don't believe it. They talk about the environment and stuff like yeah. So I talk about if we can get a place, what we can do is first of all, well, it depends how big the place is. You can get like let's say like a small warehouse or I don't know, just something, just maybe like a standard house like size. This is for example, it's just a concept. We can split up into three types uh area to run. So mining, that's one of them. The other part is like more like running like a kind of like a data center sort of like running pretty much graphics cards. Well, not graphics cards, more like more powerful GPU, especially for AI. I've been looking into that. Yeah, I mean, there's obviously demand for it, and those equipments are not cheap. But gaming GPU, they can do the things too, but not it's not to a point that's as good as 85,000. I mean, that's the only one there, right? 85,000, 84,000. The Tesla V100 model. I don't know, I mean, it really depends. That's not an area that I really know in terms of what kind of equipment they use, but I know that there are demands for it as I've been researching online, like especially Reddit. Really, I learned most of my stuff on Reddit. Yeah. Yeah. So talk about that, and then that's two of them. The other one is just hydrophonic, which my dad really liked doing. So that could be a possibility. So we talk about that over the weekend. So yeah, I think that's something we will be doing. It's more like when. Uh, doesn't necessarily have to be like we can get our own place, but when we get a house in Malaysia, we can definitely do that at home. But to get in a location, that probably have to take some time. So we talk about it, it's more like imagination, but I would like to turn that imagination into something in reality. Yeah. Then I also learned about that day really about 401k really. I guess it'd be a benefit for me. Not right now, but it'd be a benefit for me, when I actually get a job. Yeah. And yeah, also this learning about, RSU, restricted stock units, for him, for his situation. So yeah, I think it'd be good if he sell his shares, and his company is not public, but there's a good he's a good chunk of shares, but those shares are not valued that much, so it's like less than $1 each. So, but there's a good amount of shares, so why not why not sell it? I mean, you can keep some, but you don't have 100%, in that account just full of that company stock. It's good diverse. Yeah, that's pretty much that weekend really. So I actually didn't learn any web development over the weekend. Really helping my dad also, when the withdrawal and stuff and so on. Yeah. But moving forward, I talked about last week about thing last week that I got dingless. Well, actually, no, I didn't get dingless. I got the grades for it, but apparently you need what do they call a minimum units. So yeah, I don't have that because I only took like 6 units because I only have 2 classes, and the minimum was like 12. So, and I checked the other day that uh my grades. No, my what's it called? My GPA. So I ended up getting 3.77. Well, that was for the school. That's for the university I went to, but the whole thing plus the what's it called? My community college, I got 3.59. It's okay. I mean, it's a lot better than what I had before. I used to have less than two, so or around two. So that's a big turnaround. Maybe I'll talk about that one day. If I can even find that transcript. But yeah, we'll see. Let's really if I have time. I don't want to talk about it. Lamau. Yeah. So I applied for the certificate on Friday. For the school certificate for cybersecurity. So I applied that. Then there's also other certificate that I put on our school website, but uh, yeah, it's an old one. So I thought can probably get two, but there's only one. Yeah, the school didn't update their website, so that is that. Uh, yeah. What else? Oh, as for the job, I didn't get any replies from after that interview. I think it's been like three weeks now, so yeah, I'm not gonna get it. Well, there's no reply, so obviously not gonna get it. But yeah, been applying a lot of jobs. Yeah, weekdays actually, not on the weekend. Yeah, I've been applying a lot of jobs. I got 3 or 4 replies on the email, but still waiting to follow up. Yeah. Yeah, but I apply a lot more contract jobs really because I think well there's two ways to it. Well, I mean for my end it's probably a little bit selfish, but I think it was also a big win for the organization. But there's pros and cons to each. I'll say in my part, I would like to have a contract position because I don't want to work too long, and the first jobs usually don't want to stay less than 2 years. I think a minimum 2 years is fine, especially in America. Minimum 2 years. I don't think I'm gonna stay that long because I would like to, finish up learning Chinese. So I don't want to like go to school again, So it would be nice to wrap it up, you know, done with school and stuff. And yeah, that's why I'm looking at contract position. And secondly, is more like, let's say, the early entry job, early career job. Probably something, well, mostly early career, I would say, based on when looking for IT support. Most of them I have experience from personal experience and also my internship experience. So I already have some already. It's more like if I want to learn more, yeah, then probably 2 years a bit too long. Unless I can learn more, but it depends. Those are really the two reasons I'm looking for contract. Oh, and also a third is really it's more like a win for the organization really, because given like the amount of layoffs and stuff, and they have like a set budget, for the team. I mean the division for like say IT for example. There's a budget each year, and usually the Q4 is when they set the budget for next year. So Q4 is actually a good time to look for Q4 is actually a good time to look for a job. You can have a you can negotiate salary more, and also it's easy. It's I think it'll be much easier to look for a job that time rather than summer, because also you had to do with the layoffs and also people who have been getting out of school. Even though I started applying around February. Yeah. Though that's my end, but for the organization itself, like kind of go back to the contract position. It's a win because they don't have to if they don't like you or they don't have to budget anymore, they can just let you go. They don't have to compensate or severance and so on. So it's a really a win for them. But I also see the negative part of it, like they teach you stuff, the resources, the resources. Then there's a set time, then gone. Unless contract to hire, then it's fine. But I see both sides. But I apply anyways. I apply more contracts than what's it called full time, because that's actually why I see more on Indeed. And I didn't even put the filter on, so that's why I see more. Like a lot of them are 6 months, 18 months. So yeah, even though it's like almost 2 years, but I apply a lot, even night shifts to be honest. Some of them are actually night shifts in the biopharma. And yeah, it's totally normal because I interned in a biopharma company and it is 24 hours in that facility. But I don't know about IT, but we did have a guy in IT, in the overseas. So I think it is something, it is normal. Yeah, I guess it doesn't make sense. As a full-time 24-hour operation. Yeah, and also the other one I applied was oh no, this is the email I got as a night position. Because this one is based in the UK, so that's why the night position. I also apply because why not? Because it's also a contract position, so I just apply. I just take whatever is out there, but obviously not uh, you know, ridiculous, like, very extreme low salary or something that is super simple or something I cannot learn. But not something we'll want. But if there's no choice, then yeah, obviously you gotta do it. Yeah. So that's as far as really says for the job. And oh, so update on the China. So I think I'm more heading that route because given jobs, the interview and stuff, I don't think there's no really a positive direction so far. So it looks like I'm going to China as of right now, but I scheduled for general care, primary care. I haven't had like a physical checkup for like 4 years, I think. So definitely before the pandemic. I haven't that long, so I'm gonna go check that out. I scheduled it, but it doesn't have an appointment until end of the month, so I'll be doing that because it's required if I want to go study in China. You're get a health checkup, which is totally, I think it's pretty much normal when you're going somewhere internationally. So yeah, so I gotta do that. Yeah, that's as far as the school. Then what else? Oh, and what's it called? The web development. I think I pivot my learning direction on Tuesday night, really? Wednesday morning, I forgot. So I went from learning on YouTube. I check out Udemy too. Mm, you get to pay for it, but I already had like a Coursera membership. So I'm giving Coursera a try, and I'm learning from Meta. Right now the front end development course. Yeah, I think it'll probably be not a bad choice because React is created by Facebook. So yeah, I'm giving it a try. So far it's okay. Uh, I haven't. Okay, I already learned the HTML and CSS already from YouTube already, but I'm doing that right now on Coursera. I'm on the HTML part. I haven't got the CSS. Yeah. So that's as far as that. So I'll see how that goes. I think it should be all okay because I saw some reviews on, and also on Reddit and also on YouTube. So I think it should be relatively okay, but we'll see. I'm a pretty picky person from where I learn from. Because, if you can't learn, then well, I have a weird learning way, I guess. I can't really learn from not everybody. I can't learn from everybody. There have to find something that really works out for me. Yeah. Other than that, oh yeah, update the trip, so the vacation. So my dad is well, he waiting for approval, but the plan is he's leaving on the 17th, uh, next month, go to Malaysia, then stay there for a few weeks, then go to China. Then what's the situation like, and I'll probably go too, depending on I would not probably go too, but I only go, when if I don't have a job, then yeah, I'll go. But if I have a job, then I'm not gonna go. Yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure I can negotiate, but yeah, we'll talk about that when if something like that happens. Yeah. So my mom and my dad definitely gonna China. My mom's going to Taiwan too. Well, Taiwan, China. She gotta go get her eyes checked. So my dad is just waiting for approval. And if I am going to China, I will also like to take a vacation. But I don't really know like when to go, to be honest, because I do want to prioritize this website. But I don't want to take too long either. Yeah. So I would like to go to the Gulfs. Well, Gulf states. Asia is fine, but other go somewhere new, And the airfare, it's not expensive. Not expensive because I'll be using points and I've been accumulating points for years. Well, not years, the past 2 years, 3 years. Uh, I haven't been using points so far, so this will be my first time using points to travel, and I also have a good amount of points uh, based on I don't spend that much, so based on what I've been spending, I don't think I've done much points, but even what has I'll just have a good amount of points. Well, less than 1 million, that's for sure. Yeah. So if I'm going somewhere, yeah, so be using majority points, but also you guys also have to factor in that when, because some airlines have dates selected when you can go, well, when you can use points. And speaking of finance, so I read the comments. Uh, so what's it called? Oh yeah. So I have stocks in mind already that I want to talk about. It's more like, well, how am I gonna format it? Like, should I do it like a Google Slides or stuff? And I checked out this website called Track Your Dividends. So I give that a try. It looks pretty cool. So I might, yeah, format. I might have to edit a video too, cause I had to like hide the dollar amount. I mean, like, well, it's not like that much, but I mean, we'll see. What else? Yeah. So I have some stocks in mind. It's more like how I'm gonna format it. Like, should I do it randomly? Like, let's say I'm gonna talk about 5 stocks. One is REIT. The other one is semiconductor. The other one's utility. I think I'm more leaning on that route. That's more like how I'm gonna share. Like, should I do like a Google Slides or so debating on that. It's not in a rush really, because it's more something that I do it when something. I'm interested in investing in. So yeah, it's more like, fun sort of channel, I guess. Yeah, but update, when that happens, like everything else. Yeah. So I'll say that's pretty much it. I'll update, yeah, next week. Whatever go on. Okay, thanks. Bye.